Welcome to this edition of the Vols Out podcast, where if you're a Bama fan, you can get off these NUTs because you get none of these, baby. How about them Vols, boys?
Yes, sir.
How about them?
Getting
How
the
about
dub. I mean,
I can't beat them.
Unless you're Arkansas.
There you go.
Let's leave that in the past. Sorry.
It don't matter. It don't matter now. The crazy thing about it is, boys, we got people labeling this an upset. I don't feel like anybody on this show is like, this is an upset. I think we expected to win. We knew it'd be a tough game, but we went in and we expected our boys to handle business, and that's what they did.
Yep, they came out and handled business. They did what I wanted them to do. They contained Milroe, and I knew that was the X factor of the game. If we can hold him in the pocket, we have a great chance of winning the game.
That was
Absolutely,
the biggest thing that I
man.
noticed too.
And I mean, dude, he had 11 attempts for 14 yards. So
Yeah.
you can't beat. You
Now,
can't
that's what-
ask for much better than that.
Held
Cannot
him in
ask for
check.
much better than that.
Kept Ryan Williams in check too. I mean, he ended up having a good box, but he never hit us they never got him on a big play.
That kid right
defense-
there, man, as good as he is, he's going to get his. That's one of the guys you're just going to chalk up and say, look, he's going to get his. Let him get his. Everybody else has got to beat us because that kid is good, like legit. Fun fact, though, he's the youngest player to ever lose in Neyland Stadium.
No, I give most of the credit goes to the defense. It was a stressful game to watch. It was high blood pressure, high emotion, until about a minute and a half left.
But remember what I told you. We got to get used to this because this is the SEC games. It don't matter who we play now. It's going to look like that.
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
to refrain from using the
absolutely.
word miserable there because Billy would have a say about it. It wasn't miserable per se, but it wasn't. That being fun to watch. It ended up being fun to watch, but
And it sucks. I have to continue to say what I'm going to say. Looks like last year, doesn't it? The
Does it?
offense, just the kids. Tell me
Wait,
what's different.
I'm not going to
besides-
disagree with that.
winning. Besides winning,
You're right.
we're missing on the deep shots still. And we're a couple of those deep shots hitting away from running them out of the stadium Saturday.
Yeah.
They're just
Well,
not clicking.
that was
But
in
we're
my
still
notes
winning.
because
So hopefully we can survive it and get those from time to time.
well, that was kind of in my notes because it goes back to what Billy was saying, even going back to last year. Our receivers, if they can get out of that break, a split off the line of scrimmage, a split second sooner, those deep balls are hit every time because he's not. The difference between Nico and Joe last year, Joe's overthrowing guys by 10 or 15 yards. Nico's really not. Our guys are getting their hands on the
He's
ball.
throwing picks.
So it's a matter of just, yes. That one pick was bad. It was bad.
I need him to get back to the kid that I'm used to seeing when I went to practice the first few weeks. You know, it's something is rattling him or something now. It's like he's not comfortable at all with any of the play calling. You know, it's just something's missing. I mean, this kid, I'm telling you, I've never met anybody like him before. I mean, I played with some good quarterbacks, and he has the confidence of a rattlesnake, man. But it's not showing on the field these last few games. I mean, it's like he's getting rattled, you know. And that interception he threw when he should have been just throwing it out of bounds. It's almost like it was playing catch. Like,
Yeah.
really.
You talking about when his arm got hit?
Well,
Probably should have threw it out of bounds, but I was glad to see that the offense picked up the pace late in the second quarter. That was nice to see.
yeah.
Got back to their old ways, so
Wait.
to speak. But just going back to your first question,
It's becoming
Jordan,
a thing. Like,
was it an upset? No. We were 4 spots lower than them in the polls, 2-point underdogs. I'm a little disappointed in the field storming and goalpost tearing down, but to hell with it. We're having a good time.
Me
you know what I
too.
mean? It's
uh,
borderline
okay.
embarrassing, but
you know what?
So
We're
what?
Vol fans. Nothing embarrasses us. We don't care. Here's my thing. Billy, go ahead. You got a point?
So, I mean, I get, you know, let's storm the field. I get that. Let's go down and celebrate the win with the team. I get that. But you don't want to tear the goalpost down when it's like, when it means much. And I know we beating Bama, it means something, but to me, it's another game. Like, Bama is not the focal point right now. They're not the guys that we got to beat to do. We got to beat them, but it's not like if we beat Georgia.
It's not like it was.
It's different.
Right.
Yeah, we're getting to a point where that's be above that. But, I mean, shit, let them have a good time.
I've always been.
I bet some of those people who were
process.
down there on that field weren't there 2 years ago. Also, I had an Alabama fan behind me in the stadium be like, "You're nice as could be the whole time." I was nice to them anyway. He tried to talk shit. He was like, "We've never torn the goalpost down at Alabama." I was like, "That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Have a safe trip home."
Hold the L.
Which, yeah, that's not factually true, is it? They've done it before.
Not at all.
Yes, they have.
They've done it. Yeah, they
Like,
have.
Really,
I feel like
have.
they did it.
Well, yeah. The only way I think they don't tear them down is because they probably can't tear them down. They probably destructive.
Oh,
We get the disposable ones that we can replace. They probably got the ones that's $1.4 million that's gonna last a lifetime.
Got them. Got those. Your laundry's done,
I
Swan.
think I got some dry clothes here, boys.
Yeah.
Maytag, baby, lasts forever.
Here's my thing though. Like they're all talking like when Tennessee beats them, it breaks them. It breaks them because they go all to hell. I had one the other night on my Facebook. I think I sent both of you the screenshots. He's like 16-2, something to be proud of. Because I talk all kinds of trash. And he's like, we all know not to listen to you. Coach D will get it fixed up, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, listen, 16-2 don't mean a damn thing. How about 15-1, which that's fine. Don't care. Don't matter now. What matters now is Coach D, as he called him, is 1. That's what matters.
Yes, and I kill them with kindness, and I look at them in the face and I go, you're only as good as your last game, right?
There you go. Man, like,
and then my
here's
new
my
one,
thing, though, like for every,
and I'm saying,
no, go ahead, bud. Go ahead.
and I tell them like, well, at least I can say that I haven't lost to somebody in my state. It's called Vanderbilt.
How about them being 0 for Tennessee? They've not left Tennessee without a loss this year.
Tennessee, I like that. I think I'm gonna use that one next.
Posted the other day, I was like, Tennessee, because I don't know if Corey, I know you're not. Billy, I don't know if you watch wrestling or not much, but Conrad Thompson, he's a huge Alabama fan, into wrestling, whatever. He does his own podcast, and he's like, we talking about the Vandy game. He's like, we lost to a hospital. Like, you've lost to 2 hospitals now. And I posted the other day, I was like, Tennessee State hospitals, 2, Bama football, 0. Like, you can't. The jokes write themselves.
Well, for Coach DeBoer's sake, I hope they don't play in Memphis or in Murfreesboro even this year.
Memphis, that would be right there with Vandy. MTSU, that's bottom of the bottom, brother. Like, that's Conference USA. You don't lose to Conference USA. I say that.
Bottom of the bottom's UT Chattanooga. That's for you, Jordan.
Oh. Yeah. Andy Evans.
Yeah, that's for Andy.
Let's see. UT Martin. I mean, we got, we could only fantasize, but boys, let's talk about the game some though. Like, we opened up the game, defense come out, played good. I mean, the defense as a unit was an absolute unit all game. I mean, they didn't blink. They come out, they handled business. Offense though, man, like
as per usual. That's kind of their MO.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But the last 2 games, man, their first drives, they're going down the field, they're looking like world beaters, and then fumble. Like, last 2 games, you finish that opening drive and you don't turn it over, whether you finish it with 3, of course you want to finish it with 7, but you finish it with 3, or a touchdown, you've took the momentum and put it firmly on your side. And we're not, that knockout punch can come early, especially when you're at home. You get that early touchdown, buddy. That place is going buck wild.
Obviously that first
I
drive
will say this though, man.
Like you said, 2 weeks in a row, but down the field to turn it over right away. It's not a great start.
But
well, they came out the way I wanted them to come out. They came out excited, jumping up and down and having fun. And they didn't never give Alabama a chance to get their rhythm. And that's what I was enjoying. I was like, man, okay, look at this. Okay, I like it. And of course, with some of the penalties, they gave them some chances to keep the drives going. Other than that, we did a perfect job on defense. Anytime we needed a big play, somebody stepped up and made a big play. Every single time we needed it.
They sure did.
And of course, my man, I keep calling the walk-on in the strong zone, baby. He is kicking butt out there, man. Will is doing his thing, man. Like, it's like he's a magnet for the ball when we need it.
What about what about those team full of D1 athletes getting sent home by a walk-on white defensive back?
I love it.
There's a player that I would have rather had intercept that ball at the end.
I told you, that's my leader right there. I chose him. I chose that.
Yeah, leadership comes from the weirdest places sometimes, and that's one you wouldn't expect. And I'm glad we got him. Sometimes you just, whoever the guy is, that's the guy, and Will is that guy.
And he's fresh Birmingham too.
But man, I'll tell you what. I want two things. Crowd noise, man. The crowd done their part. I don't think there was any question as to whether or not they would or not. The crowd did their part. Swan, you were there. Billy, I'm sure you were there. You got what was it like? Like I'm sure it was legit. Like too legit to quit.
It was rocking, man. From the start of the game, from the lights and everything. They started the stadium out like a concert from the jump, man. I mean, it was jumping. Soon as they ran through the tee, it did not stop. It was rocking every single time, man. I mean, every third down, it was rocking. Only thing I didn't like is when we had the third for what? I do not like that. We get converted on so many times on third down for weight plays.
Right.
It's time to find something new. It's time to find something new for third downs, for sure. Look out Spooky Rocky Top from time to time. But
that's legit.
Third downs, I hear the song.
You couldn't. It was
coming through the speaker. It was loud in there.
I mean, I think it got up at one point. I saw 131 on the thing up there. I was like, what?
Yeah, I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that part, but I know it was definitely louder Saturday than it was against Florida.
It was loud, man. I mean, it was loud.
I mean, I know I've got even my boys at the football game, man. Saturday before we play, they were like, "Man, I'm glad we play early, so we can get home and watch that football game." And I mean, dude, it was brought like Vol. That's one thing you don't do. You don't say, even if it's made up or not, you don't call out the fans, because chances are they're going to bring it, and fans did their part the entire game.
I'm going to tell you what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start calling out the damn fans if that's what it takes for them to get loud. Every single time I'm going to say, we freaking suck.
Yeah.
It starts
on balling out.
What a dump.
Crowd noises in the country.
God, hear a pin drop in there.
It's so bad we got to pipe it in.
Place ain't loud.
It's quiet as a mouse pissing on cotton. Get them out there. Let's go. But, I will say two other places, though, that I want to really shout out. The secondary, they did their part, man. Wherever Ryan Williams went, they were there. I mean, the kid's good enough. He's going to get his. He's going to have a day. But the secondary as a unit kept that boy in check. They were like, he's not beating us. He's going to get his, but he's not beating us. And then we've talked about it the last couple episodes. I feel like the O-line looked so much better Saturday. They had their moments, but they were few and far between, and the O-line was able to do what they needed to do, which kind of goes to something else that we've always talked about too. Wide receivers aren't getting out of their breaks are getting out of their breaks quick enough, and those overthrows they're close, man. Like we talked about it last week. We're close to having that breakout game, and I think if we can get that fixed, dude, it's the sky's the limit for Tennessee.
Well, I'll tell you this here, man. If we can run the ball the way we've been running, and if Samson's going to give me 130 a game, and we win like that, I'll take it, because the way we're throwing the ball, I'm not confident in our offense throwing the ball right now, unless it's a quick slant, quick out, or, well, I wish it was some drag routes or a dump off to the back. We're not consistent enough to throw down the field anymore. I mean, we're sucking at it. We came in throw the ball away now.
Oh man, I know exactly which play you're talking about, and I'm watching it, and on TV it looked like
my poodle even knows.
It looked like he had. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, bud.
Are we talking about the interception in the second quarter where we're moving the ball down the field and he throws that interception when his arm gets hit? Is that the one we're talking about? I could see throwing that away, but he got hit in the arm.
Man,
I want to say I see the thought process and what he was thinking, because it looked like on TV he had a guy standing there in the back corner of the end zone wide open. But then you look at it, they slow it down, and Bama's got a DB right there. So one way or the other, it looked like it was getting picked, unless guy mossed the boy. So that was one. Go ahead, Billy.
Remember what my quarterback was doing last season and how we castrated that man for doing the exact same thing?
Yes, sir.
Give this man all these situations where we're like, he's just a baby. He's just a freshman. He's only played 7 games. He's only 6'9". He's just a 5-star. He only gets $8 million. He sucks right now, guys. Right now, my QB has to get it together, man. He is right now.
Oh no,
he is right now the X factor of us being undefeated or making the playoffs easy.
That may be true. That may be true. He needs to get better, but he does have a win against Bama and Florida.
Mm-hmm. The last 4 games.
It's I will say this: I was not one with the Clippers out for Joe last year. Swan will tell you. But it is what it is.
Jordan and I had heated arguments about Joe Milton last year.
We did.
We almost stopped being cousins because of it. Like, it was not family anymore, dude.
I'm sorry.
Like, it was funny because it got to the point to where
no. We're now. It's all good. It's all love.
It was one of those things where it was like I would post stuff on Facebook just to try to get his ass going. Like, I would know when I'm posting it. I'm like, I'm going to get this MF.
And it worked.
And it's going down. Too. It did.
Oh, man.
But, like, I do want to say something about the secondary.
But he has to get it together,
man. That's just it.
No questions.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to get in a situation where the quarterback position affect us like we play Vanderbilt and we look like Alabama. I don't want that to happen, because that's going to be our next hard game. I'm not even worried about Georgia, guys.
Hey, boy, I'll tell you what, that one, hey, we might go neuter some pups, That one, that's the only game left, though, man, that, like, you got to kind of look at it after, especially after Texas just got dismantled by them. Texas, they're not who they're not. Dennis Green, they are who we thought they were. You know what I mean? Like, no, they're not that good. Texas is not that good. And I hope to God Texas fans get a hold of this, because if they're like Oklahoma fans, they're gonna make us famous. But horns down, baby. Horns down, all the way down. We just got, I don't know, man. I was talking to one of my, coincidentally, Bama buddies the other day, and this has been such a wild season, and we're only halfway through it. Like, there's so much more to happen, and we're getting these mid-season matchups that are coming to us because of conference realignment. You guys know yourself, Georgia, Texas, that's usually a bowl season type game. You know what I mean? This is it. We've got a long ways to go, and it's still crazy. Like LSU, Texas A&M, both of them are undefeated right now. Who would have thought that?
One loss, but yeah.
Well, undefeated in the conference is what I meant. Where Texas A&M's got that loss to Notre Dame.
Yep, and LSU to USC, but other than that,
yeah,
those are good teams.
SEC
is wild, which we knew it was going to be. We knew it was going to be. Especially adding Texas and Oklahoma into the mix, it's going to be nuts. Before the season started, nobody's going undefeated in the SEC. Now I don't know if anybody's going to get out of it with less than 2 losses.
I'm telling you, it's going to be tough, Matt. And then, of course, I was telling you guys about Ole Miss. No one was listening. I was saying, Ole Miss, it's just Kiffin. He always find a way to lose when he shouldn't lose.
Yes. And I mean, he's still got games coming down the pike that he's no doubt going to lose. Like Texas, they still got to play Texas. They still got to play Bama. Like, come on, you know.
And the thing is, they're going to beat those teams. Watch, they beat the teams that they probably shouldn't beat, just because Kiffin is going to be on his A game when he plays those teams. He's not going to be using his little book that he got in the back there. He's like, hey, let's get the Statue of Liberty real quick. Let's make that one work.
While we're on the
doing this here,
yeah,
waiting on it to score when he knows it's going to score.
Yes.
While we're talking about teams in the SEC, what about that absolute ass whipping that South Carolina gave Oklahoma?
Dude. That was not like that was.
Hey, I'm telling you guys, South Carolina's a dangerous team, man. It's just I don't know what's wrong with them, man. They play like
glad they're
next thing you know they get beat by Duke.
Yeah, I'm glad they're not on the schedule this year.
Hey,
just because they could beat the hell out of us.
Me too.
Or not. I don't know. Like you said.
Hey, don't sleep on my Duke Blue Devils, though.
They're bowl eligible in mid-October, so good for them.
And that's the first time in who knows how long. You know, Duke's playing solid football right now. Don't want to get too far off topic there, but Duke's playing solid football right now. Beat FSU. They were like 0 and
Duke
some
fans
change.
going to get on there and be like, I hope you know that some Duke fans going to get on our YouTube and be like, actually, we made the bowl game last year. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Oh, hey, that's fine. That's fine. They can get on there. They can get on there and say what they need to. Because you know what? Vandy fans, they can suck it. How about that? How about that shit?
They bowl eligible. Actually, they'll be going right. They'll be at home playing.
We're going to have the whole SEC coming after us, boys, and that's just fine. I don't care. At this point, bring them.
That's going to sucks about Vandy making a bowl game, and they actually make the bowl game that's in Nashville.
That's irony right there. Irony. It's either that or send them out to Memphis and like the whole damn Vandy fan base is part of the Hit Me and My Daddy'll Sue crowd. So you go out there, they get carjacked. They're trying to sue somebody, you know.
Vanderbilt versus Duke bowl game. Think about that one. Cover your drinks. You know what I'm saying? Cover your drink.
Batter of the doctors and lawyers.
So
are we still talking about the game?
All right, boys. Let's get back to
talking about Alabama still. Yeah.
We went out in the left field, but we're coming back. You know, we're coming back, kind of like the Vols did Saturday. Man. Okay, so here's one thing I want to ask you guys. I'm sure you've seen the tweet going around. The quarterback sneak on that Milroe did. First off, no way in hell that was a first down. No.
Yeah, they didn't even review it. Didn't even review it.
I will kiss both of your bare asses on Facebook Live, whatever. If you can convince me that was a first down, no way in hell it was. No way.
No, it
Didn't even
wasn't. I
look
mean,
at
they
it.
pissed me off because, I mean, you know, my DTs shine.
Did
My
not even
D
look
line
at
get
it.
the job done. I'm hyped, man. So
And it wasn't
I'm in the
close. You can
stadium,
watch it on TV
knocking
and tell.
everybody down and stuff. And then they go first down. Like, they didn't even move DTs. The center was pushed
It
back.
was not even.
That was
Yes.
one
not
of the
even
more
close.
egregious
and the jump
calls
shots.
of the
Yes.
night.
That one and man, the jump shots.
There was a PI
Like,
on
come
Boo
on,
Carter
man.
that should not have been called.
Which
Boo
one?
Carter.
That one, if you
I remember
watch
exactly what place in the game
you
it was,
watch it
but
on
he
TV,
went
he
after the
definitely had a
ball.
hold
Like he was not. He didn't. I don't even know if he touched the receiver. If he touched the
he had
receiver
his
the whole
hand
play.
on him. He had
The
his
one I'm
hand on the
talking of.
back end.
Okay.
I've checked it out. I've checked it out.
Some yeehaw loggers involved in my viewing of the game, so I don't know. Maybe.
Oh,
But
the
from
ball
my angle,
loggers?
I don't think he touched him at all. Yeah, of course, naturally. Like I'm going to choose a different beer in the line than the one that's got the checkerboards on it.
Right.
Anyway,
I'm
the
like you
first
guys,
down
though.
should have. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm like you guys though. Like I don't understand how you don't measure that. Like how are you sitting there letting it go, and you don't measure it? You can like if you're watching on TV, you look at it and you're like, clearly that is not a first down. I was ready to go to the bathroom, say, hey, we got it going into halftime. Whatever happens, happens. And then I'm like, they're like 1st and 10 Alabama. I'm like, some bitch, you know. I don't.
We
I
got
don't
the best
understand
result
how
we
you
could
don't leave
out of
measure
that situation, though.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
I talked to the guys sitting near me and said that if we can get into halftime and it's still 7-0, then, you know, I like that even better than 10-0 or 14-0. 7-0 is the best outcome from this drive.
Oh man,
we held strong.
They had several opportunities to really open it up on us. If years past, this game is done
Fellas,
at
I just hit a
halftime.
big card.
As bad as the offense was playing,
Did you?
Years past,
Gosh.
done at halftime. Hell yeah! There you go. Billy's like, sign off.
See you guys later on.
That's
You
how
do
you
this
do
shit.
it, man.
We'll have to
Nice.
hit on
We'll
this
have
later.
to,
Do
you
this
have to tell
game.
us about it here in a bit.
We
That's a
spent
good one.
before we
Good
do 2
card.
hours tonight.
So y'all can blame me for that because I've been talking too much.
Absolutely.
Well, that's what we want you here for.
No, I don't
Billy,
care. You
clearly-
talk all you want to, man.
Who knew?
Yes.
Yeah, who knew the former player had the ball better than we do? Right.
Y'all just like me.
Right.
I have to be argumentative sometimes. I can't just agree
So-
with you all the time. It makes for boring content.
I love it.
Boys. So we
All right,
missed two
second
field
half.
goals
What
in the
happened
first
after that?
half. Like, here's the thing: is Bama fans are going to be like, here's the thing: Bama fans are going to be like, oh, we missed a field goal too. No, your field goal don't matter. We left 6 points out on the field. Like, no questions asked. We left 6 points out on the field early in the first half. One field goal wasn't even close. The other one, whatever. They were longer field goals, but that's one where you got to have them at that point in time. Nico goes down. I'm not going to lie to you. My butthole puckered a little bit. I'm sure you guys did too. Gaston Moore comes out, and we're like, oh, shit.
Actually, no.
I'm not going to lie to you, though. When Gaston
like,
come
let's see
out,
what the
I was
next
kind of
guy's got.
like, I mean, I kind of was. I was like, because he's been with Hype forever, like he followed him from Central Florida. So I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, dude knows the offense. Let's see what happens. And then bam, dots it right to Alabama. I'm just like, shit. I was literally talking him up as he lets the ball go.
I didn't bat an eye when Nico left the game for all the reasons that Billy has already touched on, because it's like, well, he's sucking right now. Let's see if there's some juice behind him. There's not, unfortunately. I like taking that shot with Gaston Moore. It worked just like a punt.
Yeah, I like the play call.
Up it's a 50-50 ball. It ended up being 100-0 ball. But it's a good thing Nico's wasn't serious. I think. I don't think we probably don't win that game with Moore.
No. Nowhere near. As you can't bring a backup in against Bama, man. You can't. No, I don't care who it is. I mean, I would rather do the wild kick the whole game than to do that. And that's what I was hoping we was going to do. I mean, 'cause, everybody knew the play was going to hand off or something, and I like the fact that coach threw the ball with him. You know, that's
like
what
that
we
was.
we handed off, and you notice they loaded their own box, so we threw it. But I wish it was a little bit more accurate or easier throw, like a quick slant drag or a dump out in the flats or something.
Yeah.
Give the quarterbacks
Bama
confidence.
done good on that play. Yeah.
You talked a little bit about the secondary.
Disguising that.
You talked a little bit about the secondary, but I think we kind of go over sexy ass interception, Jermon McCoy in the end zone covering Ryan Williams.
That was in my my notes, dude. Covered him perfect, like a damn blanket.
Made a beautiful pick, beautiful one-handed pull down. The place went nuts after that. The big return, and then of course, that was fourth consecutive over resulting in 0 points. So that was, discouraging. It was a fun game to watch because we won. It was not a fun game to watch. Things like that. Moving on. That's just popped up. I'm watching the highlights now. Refresh my memory on some of these things. And that play just popped up, and it was.
And you're right. It was not pretty, man. I mean, that's what I'm telling you. It is going to be an old school way of how you win ball games. The old school saying, defense wins championships. Offense sells tickets. All the reason why our stadium is packed right now is because we're winning, and they like our quarterback. That's it.
Yeah, you're right there. Like, winning cures all else. That's a fact. Just, you got to do what you got to do at this point, though. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I might just so I could be like, I'm like, act like you've been there before if you're storming the field, but it's been so long since I've been to a game in a hot minute. I mean, I've been to games, plenty of games, but one like that, I'd have been down there I'd been like, hell yeah, tear it down, just give it all you got.
In the moment, I was like, hell yeah, do it again.
I'm going to be honest. I wanted to go down there and do the same thing, but I didn't because they already beat me to the punch. It's like I was going to jump in first.
Billy's like, I was ready to start the movement.
I actually I was on my way down there, right? And I get to the bottom down there, like, because I'm in section D, about row 40. And that's where my seat's on row 40. He always give me the row 40 because my number. And
there you go.
I come down and I get to the little section where you got to jump down. And brother, when you look down there, man, that's when them 45-year-old knees start telling you, don't you say, don't do it to me, Billy. Don't do it to
me. Them check knees lights came on and he's like, no, I ain't doing it.
Knees light.
I went the long way to get down there, right?
Billy's like, I was there. I just wasn't down there. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't down there as quick as everybody else. I just went the long way and
went down to a gate 21 and had to go to the locker room, man. I'm not jumping down there.
So, man, I'll tell you what, though, like the second half, we come out, I felt like we looked pretty crisp coming out on offense. I mean, that we missed a couple passes or whatever. Squirrel had one, man. He had double coverage beat, and I mean, he just dropped it. Like, it hit him right where it should have hit him, and he dropped it. We did get the run game going, and I feel like that's where you kind of see Nico excel in the second half, because after he got hurt, he was pretty with it. You know what I mean? Just he was putting them on the receivers where they needed to be put on, just everything. Nico, though, dude, when he runs the ball, I feel like we're setting up something big out of that read option. Because that boy runs like a damn deer. Like, just quick, he's down the field, and he runs like a damn deer. And Samson, boys, he is a man-child. Like, he gets stronger as the game keeps going, and it's nice to have that, because it's been a hot minute since we've had that type of back.
Yeah,
Bishop,
yeah, absolutely. He can't say enough about Dylan Sampson.
No. I mean, he could possibly – I've got a couple of discussion things I want to talk to you guys about before we finish up. But, second drive, Bama comes out. They end it with a field goal. They go up 10-7. I don't think any of us were really sweating that. We was like, okay, that's cool. We'll take that because they didn't finish their drives, and that's kudos to the defense again. The fake injury penalty though, God, that was terrible. Like they didn't even try to sell it. They just sent him out there and was like, "Hey, fall down." And DeBoer was going crazy. Like, why? Like, why? You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad they got flagged for that. Like any other time, if you're going to do it, most of the time, fans, anybody watching knows. But I mean, that was obvious, and that what I'm hoping happens from that is something comes from it where they're like, okay, if you're going to send a guy out here and he fakes an injury that blatantly and it's noticeable, he's got to sit out for the next 2 minutes of the game or, the next or a certain play amount. Like they've got to do something to fix that shit.
Well, here, it has to be a little bit more severe before they even attempt to do it. 2 play, that's nothing. I want them to do it the way they do my defensive players when calling targeting is not target. Sit their ass out for a whole quarter next game or something like that. And of course, it's hard to judge if a kid is injured or not. But if it's obvious, there have to be a consequence. He need to be ejected or something for these coaches to stop teaching it.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you guys what my thought process has been on it since Ole Miss game 2 years ago when they were pulling that crap on us. If players are getting injured like that, they need to out either the rest of that drive, and if they do it again, the rest of the game. Because if it's I thought we cared about player safety here, right? If it's about player safety, they don't need to be going back in the game.
Exactly.
That's just my personal opinion on it. That'll nip that shit in the bud real quick.
Yeah. Well, you brought it up, and actually, weirdly enough, this is about the time in 2021 when we played Ole Miss. I literally posted on Facebook, I'm like, they need a gynecologist on staff for all of these injuries because there's no way that these are real. Like, it was like playing the Ole Miss Fighting Goats. It was ridiculous.
We lose, George?
That being said, though,
he's probably
Nico, he went out, that pass to Thornton down the sideline, he dropped an absolute dime to him. I mean, just put it right on him. Samson goes out, gets a second rushing touchdown of the game. We go up 14-10. And then
I like that they called it, illegal
he's
substitution or whatever.
He's out there just handling business.
And loss of downs and stuff. But still, it's still not severe enough because they're going to continue to do it. As long as they allow it, what the heck, what's 5 yards? I want it to be more severe for these coaches to understand that you cannot teach this. It ain't my fault that your kids are not conditioned enough to hang out with the hurry-up offense.
Yeah.
Now, if it was in your favor, you wouldn't have no issue with it because now you'd be saying, he's faking it. No, you can't have it both ways. And for a team the caliber of Alabama to be dropping down or your coach pushed you back on the field to fake the injury, it was so obvious. It's like he was sitting right there next to the coach, and coach trying to see if it's going to work or not. If it's not going to work, we're going to push you out there and get the timeout. No, that's not fair to the team, and it's not fair to none of it. The fans, anybody. That sucks. The game, I mean, that makes it look bad.
You're manipulating the game whenever you do stuff like that, and it don't matter what level you're on. If you're manipulating the game, you're cheating. You're cheating your kids. Plain and simple. Like, condition them better. Do something, or maybe run a different kind of offense yourself to keep your defense off the field. That's a thought too. Like,
look at it like, if you do things like that, what else you doing behind the scenes? If you're willing to do something that simple, that stupid, on live national TV, as a coach, it was clear as day, guys. He pushed the kid on the field and told him to play injured. And the kid, he don't even know he play injured. He just kind of like he's doing legs raises right there, like, what you hurt?
You just got out here.
That's the part that gets me when kids drop down and they get injured or hurt and stuff. They wait for the trainers to come over there, and then they get their happy ass up and run off like a damn horse. Get your ass up off the field and go over there and get checked out on the sideline. Nobody want to
Trot
see
him
you
off
on the
there,
sideline.
son.
Go make a tackle, then we'll see you on the field then, if that's what you want to be done. Go a touchdown, catch the ball, make the tackle. Don't fake an injury.
Right. Let's
Preach.
trot him off there like it's no big deal. Like a prize horse. Just trot him off there, proud as a peacock. So here's one thing I do want to kind of talk about for just a second though, with the special teams. To me, the play of the game, the punt around the 10-minute mark, where they were like, we lined up to act like we were going to go for it. We ended up eating 5 yards on the delay of game, and then we put them inside their 5-yard line. That was like next level coaching and next level strategy right there, because that changed the whole game. That changed because at the time I want to say Bama might have been up 17-14, or maybe we were up 14-10. I want to say it was a 17-14 game. And Hype knew the defense was going to be able to, because they've done it all game, keep them pinned back, flip the field position to where we could go down. Sampson goes, gets a good run. Then I want to say that's where Brazel come through with one of the sexiest damn touchdown catches I've seen all year. That was sexy, boys.
Beautiful.
Like straight up. Nico put it right on him, and that was where it was. That was the nail in the coffin. And kudos to the coaching staff on that, because that's one of those where you eat the 5 and you're like, okay, I know I'm just going to put it on my defense and they're going to go out and do it for me. That was perfect. That was old school play calling right there.
And that's what I love about the fact that we do have a defense that we can truly say that we could depend on them to give us a chance to win the game every single time. Now, I don't like it when we're on the field for forever and they driving it on us, and that it hurts me because I don't like it. My boys are tired and they don't want to come out. Get out the game, rotate, come on, you're tired, get out. But our defense have done great, man. Anytime we've needed a chance to slow them down or stop them, and of course, special teams have done a great job all season.
Yes.
I haven't seen too many mistakes with our special teams this year. They've done a great job. I mean, in fact, some missed tackles, but it is what it is. I still think that our defense is still one of the top defenses in the country.
Yeah. Our defense very well might be the best defense in the country. It's up for debate. There might be one or two better, but there's not very many that are. That being said, though, boys, we've pretty much hashed everything out. We know what happens. Vols win 24-17. Bammers go home, kick their dog, kiss their cousins. Vols end up victorious. Got a question for you guys, though. We've talked about Dylan Sampson. He's 2 touchdowns away from the all-time touchdown record for running backs. Are we watching a Heisman season with Dylan Sampson, buy or sell?
No. Boise State running back got that locked up.
He might get an invite.
He's solid.
But yeah, it's for Ashton Jeanty for sure.
He may get some nods, but he won't get the invitation, man. I mean, I guess when it comes to stats, there's some ridiculous stats out there right now. Now, impressive wise against the competition, if it's for that, yes, most definitely needs an invite.
That's exactly why I think he'll get an invite if he keeps up this pace. Because I mean, he's got to be on pace to do 30.
Yeah,
close to 30 rushing touchdowns.
The record's 19. He's at 17 right now,
if we keep winning
7 games in. So
if we're still a top 10 team and he's still putting up numbers like this, I think he gets an invite at least. But AT's going to be up there. I think Travis Hunter gets an invite too, but
sure,
maybe depends. They do love their quarterbacks in the last 10 or 15 years, where it's just quarterbacks that show up.
Right.
So what 17, and I think the kid from Army has like 19 or something, and Boise got like 18.
That's another player that will get invited, or at least it's going to be crowded as far as running backs go.
Here, I'll tell you like this here. I say no because if Peyton Manning didn't get the Heisman Trophy, and nobody from Tennessee gonna ever get the Heisman Trophy.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
great
true.
point. And that'll Charles Woodson can still kiss my ass. That being said, the next discussion point, play calling. Were you guys happy with it from the get-go? Because I was. I think that was one of those. We come out, we looked ready to go down the field, try to play to win, not, let's let the game come to us. He went out, wanted to try to take it early. We just kind of had that miscue on that first drive.
To a certain extent, I like the play call. Now, the execution is the part that I don't like.
Yeah.
And I guess being on both sides of the situation, being a coach and being a player, and I understand the whole process of everything, you can only do so much as a coach. When you tell a kid to play to do, you expect for that play to work, no matter what it is, because we've been over this play thousands of times and practice thousands of times, and then this one time you don't step left like you're supposed to step left, or you don't step inside the receiver and inside the DB and get wide open, or you don't do certain things the way we've been telling you to do it. And then I look at the film and realize you didn't do your job. So execution has been a big problem for us on offense,
Yes.
I think. We're only a few plays away. Like Shawn said, we're only a few plays away from being like, wow.
Yes.
One throw that wasn't overthrown a little bit or underthrown, or we're that close, guys. I'm telling you, once Nico get this situation down pat, brother, we putting up easy 35, 45 points a game. It's going to be tough to beat the Vols.
Yeah. Already is, and
It's
we're struggling
gonna be-
on offense.
Yeah. As far as the play calling goes, I liked seeing the fast-paced offense again. We didn't do it the whole time, but we did it on a couple of drives that I can recall. And then, dumbass fan, there were some play calls that I didn't necessarily agree with while they were happening, but after the fact, I was like, oh, okay, actually, that was kind of smart to not go for that fourth down or this or that or the other. So,
right.
Say I'm dumb and I just want more. I want to go for it. I've got Madden brain, I guess, but it was pleased with what I saw. It really comes down to what Billy said. It's what the players are doing with calling that needs cleaned up.
Yes.
I'm not as mad at Coach
Yes.
Hop as I was 2 weeks ago.
He wasn't gutless.
He
wasn't gutless this weekend.
With beating Florida and Bama, I'm not really mad. So
hey,
they
can't
did
be
what we
mad
said
about
we
it.
wanted. I don't care what the win looked like against Bama. I don't.
Yeah, just beat them. Just beat them.
And that's
You
the
brought
rest
that
of the
up.
season, man. Rest of the season, we just got to get W's.
Beat them. Just beat them. Just beat Kentucky. They're next.
So here is a somewhat humbling stat, though. I'm gonna because you brought beating Florida and Bama up back, and we've done it back to back. In between the eras of Coach Fulmer, Billy, your coach, and Coach Heupel, Tennessee was 1-27 against Bama and Florida. Who got the one win? Between Coach Fulmer,
the end of Coach
and
Fulmer.
Heupel, and it was Lyle of all people.
Yeah.
He got lucky.
Lyle Allen Jones.
Yeah. Between the end of Coach Fulmer's tenure and Josh Heupel coming in, we've been 1-27 against Bama and Florida. That's across Derek Dooley, Lane Kiffin, Derek Dooley, Lyle, Bujo, as I like to call him, and Jeremy Pruitt.
Yeah.
So
I don't
that
even like
should
to
put
call him
things in.
Butch. I don't think he earned that nickname.
I call
The
him
only
Bujo.
thing Butch about him is that he looks like a lesbian.
Woo! Oh, we're catering to the LGBTQ community tonight.
Is that going to get us demonetized?
We're going to try.
Do we on this?
We're going to try to.
I might
Also,
just squandered all that.
no, it's happening. We're doing it right now. Also, another fun stat though. Since 2022, the Vols are 16-1 in Neyland. So those two stats right there, that should tell you how far Tennessee has come in the last 4 years as a program. Like night and day difference. And this is what What we are right now is what consistency at head coach gets you. Consistency in your head coach and your staff. This is what we got. This is what we get. Not, not having staff turnover. I mean, you're going to have guys leave if your staff is good. If you don't have other schools coming for your guys, then you're not doing something right. When you can get guys here, they leave, and you feel like you upgrade in certain spots, you're doing the right damn thing. So we're there. We're right there. And I think now is where we're starting to see us finally turn that corner back to being the dominant SEC team, dominant Tennessee Vols team of the 90s. Billy, you know what I'm talking about. I think we're starting to get there. We're not there yet, but we're close. We're really damn close.
I'm glad to say we are there. We're there, guys. We're there. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by we're there. We've finally got seniors on this team that are competing. They're competing. And now these young guys are looking up to these guys. They're looking to take their positions now. If I get your position, you're not getting it. And that's the thing is, like I say, once Hype got his seniors in, that's when you're really going to see the Vols actually evolve. These coaches don't have to teach as much as far as first-time things anymore. That's what the upperclassmen are teaching when we're in the off-season, how to step, dip, rip, or do all the fancy stuff to get to the quarterback, or the offensive linemen are showing them how to step down or do different things. That's when we become elite, guys. That is when Alabama came elite. That's when I'm going to start with Georgia. Georgia came elite the next year that coach was there, right? Because they had seniors that was already competing. He may have had the easiest job ever transitioning to a school because he had great players already. He didn't have to go recruit already. He already had those guys. He stole all the ones he needed from Alabama, and he kept on going. I think we're fine, and I think we are in the right position where we're at, especially when we're beating teams like Alabama, and when we got these kids on recruiting time, these kids want to come to Tennessee now instead of going to Alabama. Now we beat the Georgia. Oh man, you're talking about sexy. This team is going to be super sexy come next season. If we beat Georgia, you best believe you about to see a lot of these schools seeing them tail lights getting smaller like they were a long time ago.
Yeah, absolutely. We're close, man. And I was talking to so I'm in a group chat with, you guys, we had Caps on the other night, and then the other two that are in the group are Georgia fans. And I told them, I said, I would rather be in a position right now where Tennessee is at. We do have issues offensively. The issues are small. We know we can fix them. Our defense is elite. We have a defense that will allow our young quarterback and our young offense to come into its own long enough. And you're seeing flashes of it every week. I would rather be in that position as opposed to being like, well, this is basically what we got. And that's where we've been at in the last year, that's where we were at with the quarterback. And that's not a knock on Joe, but it was one of those deals last year. We had what we had. We made the best of what we had. We made chicken salad out of chicken shit, and that's what it was. We're at the point now to where it's not like that. We've got the luxury of having that defense, and it allows Nico to kind of grow, make mistakes on the go, and grow into the spotlight that he's going to eventually end up being in. So I think I would rather be in the position we're in as opposed to somebody like Bama, maybe even Georgia. Georgia, they look good the other night beating Texas, but they kind of have what they have. Tennessee is yet to put together a complete offensive game. And when we do, look out. So that being said, last but not least, did you guys see the video of Jalen Milroe's dad up in the stands?
I saw it. It's one of those videos. I'll just be honest with you. Like, that's
There's
one of
two
those
sides to
videos
every
where,
story.
yes, you see it where the end results happen almost like where, on the field, the last person that throws the leg gets in trouble.
Yes.
Something had to set that man off because, when you're the parent of a star player, it takes a lot for you to really say something back. Your skin, your skin has to be thick,
Yes.
regardless. As
Absolutely.
a player, parent, I'm just going on a limb. They said something really bad to make that man do that, and
So
and he couldn't. Because I'm gonna be like, honestly, it takes a lot to piss me off. A lot. I
right.
mean, you can say whatever you want to, you can do anything you want to, but an ounce of sweat touch me, as many a devil
There
is
you
coming
go.
out. But I mean, it was something though. I mean,
Yeah,
the world only. That's the part that I don't like about media. They only show negative stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what it
So
was. I mean, Bama. So they had to find something that's made them look bad or whatever. I mean, it sucks. He probably wish he wouldn't have did it, but at the time, in the heat of the moment, it is what it is.
you get baited into it. I mean, I've been there. It happens. Not on that level, obviously, but I did find a comment in the comment section of that video that was posted. This guy says, "I was there too, 6 feet away." Who knows if he really was, but he said, "I was there too, 6 feet away. Following Alabama's first touchdown, a lot of unsportsmanlike and disrespectful things were said across the aisle by the erupting Alabama fans toward the Tennessee fans as both offenses and both QBs struggled. Two women in the Tennessee section said some things in return, and Jalen Milroe's dad called out the two Tennessee women by announcing, 'That's my son.' He then challenged both women to meet him face-to-face in the aisle in order to say it to his face. I was shocked that a man would talk to two women that way at a football game, let alone the father of Alabama's QB at a Tennessee game. I don't know the Milroes at all, but honestly, I was appalled and disappointed that Mr. Milroe wouldn't show greater responsibility, composure in class in representing his son, his family, the University of Alabama, blah, blah, blah." Here's the thing. If somebody's talking about my kid, I'm not going to sit there and let it go. I mean, but this is not at that type of level. So, like, I know our fan base. Who knows what was said to that man? Like, who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Could only imagine. I could only imagine. This situation has evaded me. I'm not aware of any of this. Imagine that this video that you speak of is pretty unsavory. I don't.
Well,
I'm not going to go out of my way to look it up. I don't.
I'll give you this here. Body language told me everything I need to see. Because if that man was truly a threat, those Tennessee fans would have been standing up a little bit faster than that, protecting those two women.
Yeah.
You're talking about this man was just sitting there preaching, talking, and no one is telling me, "You get your ass back over there." Because if he was telling my wife or my sister or one of my homeboy girlfriend or something like that, being disrespectful or anything like that, I'm going to step to him and tell him, "Hold on, talk to me like that then. Meet me in the aisle."
Yeah, that's what.
Right.
That's what told me a lot from the story was the fact that no one was even trying to make him stop or anything like that. And I'm talking about even if it was Milroe's mom. I guarantee you, if he was doing something disrespectful, I know that somebody would have been pulling him back. Hey, you don't need to be doing that. So
the
way it looked to me, based off body language, he was correcting them and say it's uncalled for or something like that.
Yeah, there's two sides to every story. I've been in the stands at Neyland. I know exactly what goes down. It's. I've seen a kid from LSU. Somebody smuggled a Coke can in there and hit this kid in the back of the head.
Brother. Like, I used to sit with the recruits or the players' families, and I had to stop sitting over there because You know, when you have some of these fans, the way they're talking to these people, and God, I'm like, wow, really? Wow, y'all, is that this?
Yes.
I mean, I don't even get it. I mean, like to me, that's just off limits, though, man. I mean, especially if you know that that's those kids' parents or anything like,
Yes.
you know, it's one thing that they're sitting with the general public, you know, because that can be a bad situation. You know, and
Yes.
I couldn't do it, man. I'm sorry. I mean, my skin is a lot thicker than most. I mean, I've been through all that. I understand fans. It's just the fans with fans, they can't take it though when you dish it back.
No.
It's
No.
when
No.
you
No.
dish
They
it back,
can't.
you're being disrespectful,
Right.
and especially if a
Yes.
player said something back to a fan. Now the players
Mm-hmm.
are back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if a fan pushed me, I push the fan back. I'm the bad guy because I pushed him harder. No, I'm just stronger.
Right. Right. No, I'm with you on
But
that,
it's
man.
it's
Like there's certain
a tough situation.
it is. And I'm not gonna drag the guy. No need to. He's taking up for his kid. No need to whatsoever. And like I say, I've been in those stands and I know what's been said. Hell, there's been a time or two where I've talked trash to other fans, probably not nothing near like what's been said, but I mean, Swan knows I love to talk trash, but I won't cross a certain line. Yeah, I hate that that's gotten blown up, and the only reason it's gotten blown up is because of who it is. Guarantee you, if that was a walk-on's parent, not a damn word said about it. Not a damn word said about it. That being said, though, fellas, this has been a good episode. It's always nice talking about a victory over the Gumps. What do y'all say we close this one out with a go Vols and call it a night?
Go Vols.
Go Vols. Later.